book of Revelation. That's where we're going to next in these Bible vlogs. Now, if you've read anything of the book of Revelation or just heard about it, then you'll probably know it's a very challenging book. But it is a book that's supposed to be accessible and understood by every Christian. It's not just for those who studied theology or read a commentary or have looked at end times charts. It's supposed to do good to every Christian. Here's what the very third verse of the book says. Blessed is the one who reads aloud the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take to heart what is written, because the time is near. I am, of course, aware that there are many different interpretations with the book of Revelation. I'm just going to give the viewpoint that I have landed on and become convinced of. If you are of a different persuasion, then I hope you'll join me in this journey just to see the other side of the argument. And as I present that, I hope to do so not in a mean-spirited way at all. But where I'd begin with my understanding of the book, I'd start with the fact that Jesus has already secured the victory by dying and rising again, and he's already reigning in his kingdom in heaven, following his ascension back into heaven. From there he is putting all things under his feet, and because a lot of the book of Revelation talks about the victory of Jesus and his rule over all things, I would take that to be speaking of this time now, this time since the return of Jesus to heaven, his ascension, and his eventual return to this earth. That view means that this book has a lot to say to us about our current circumstances, rather than just talking about things that are to do with the future. When it comes to the picture language that is often in the book, because the book is apocalyptic by nature, like Daniel and Ezekiel, I would take that those pictures are metaphorical or figurative rather than literal. So, for example, when it talks about a beast rising out of the sea, I don't take that to be a literal beast with 10 horns and so many heads actually coming out of the sea, but is given to represent something in this world. When it comes to the numbers, again, I would take those as figurative. So when it speaks of 144,000 that God has sealed, I don't think it is literally only 144,000, but that number is given to represent the whole people of God, as we'll come to see. I also take it in the book that it goes round in cycles rather than just being linear. So rather than being one narrative all the way through, it's simply the sequence of events in which John saw them, but that as they cycle round, they're reiterating the same truth, just from different angles, given different perspectives and emphases at different times. Because the book of Revelation is one of the less clear books in the Bible, I come from a position where I interpret the less clear from what is more clear in the rest of the Bible. So when we're talking about the program of events for the return of Jesus, for example, I would understand Revelation in light of what the rest of the New Testament says, rather than the other way round. Let the more clear parts of the Bible interpret the less clear parts of the Bible, such as Revelation. So for probably around 15 videos, we'll go through the whole of the book of Revelation. I hope you'll join me on this journey. If you want to make sure that you do, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. And here's a challenge for you. Why don't you read the whole of the book of Revelation through in one go before we begin? Blessed is the one who reads these words after all.